Hello, everyone. Today we're going to be covering question 2 of the Digital SAT Bluebook Practice Test 1, Math Module 1. And this is a classic about foiling and factoring, right? So you'll see this. This is the basic level. You could see it in a word problem. You can see it in a graphing problem. We'll go over the basics, and at the end, I'll do one using desmos just to practice it out. I prefer for this level to not use desmos for the most part and use the answer choices and factoring, but just to show you how to do it on there, we'll go there. So let's start with this one. Which expression is equivalent to x squared plus 3x minus 40? Okay, so there's a couple ways to do this besides desmos, right? Which we'll do at the end. One way is to factor the equation. So to factor the equation, right, you have to think what multiplies to 40 or negative 40, and it's a difference of 3, right? So if I were to do that, I'd have x has a plus 3. Okay, so this tells us, the negative tells us we have a plus sign somewhere, and we have a minus sign somewhere. So it's going to be x plus something, x minus something. Right? And now we need to think what two numbers multiply to 40, right? So we could do 10, 4. But they have a difference of 6. 10 minus 4 is 6. So that's too far. So we need two numbers that are closer. And we can do 8 minus 5. That gets us 3. And how do we know which one goes in the positive, right? Since it's positive 3, we need the 8 to go here because we want the bigger number to be the positive number to get us the positive when we do it out. And then we have x squared plus minus 5. So now if we foiled it, right, we would do something like x times x squared, x times negative 5 minus 5x, 8 times x plus 8x, and 8 times negative 5 minus 40. Right? And on the actual test, you wouldn't have to work it out like this. You should hopefully be able to do a question of this level just in your head, but we're working it out like this, right? So then we get x squared plus 3x minus 40. So x plus 8, x minus 5 works. You shouldn't have to check that, but I just did it here for showing you, and that would be this one, right? And you want to look at all the answer choices and see what relationship they're setting up, right? So this and this are almost identical, B and C, but this one has a minus 8, so this gives you a minus 3x in the middle. And then this gives you the negative 40, but it doesn't give you the 3 in the middle. Other options, instead of doing the factoring, is you could foil each of the answer choices, right? When the factoring is harder, foiling might be the best option. But on this one, it was just easier to factor. Great. Now let's try the next one. Okay. So which expression is equivalent to x squared minus 8x minus 20? Okay, so this one, notice the signs, right? Minus 20 again, so it's going to be an x plus x minus. And a minus 8x means the bigger number is going to be the negative. So we will do x plus something and x minus something. And now what two numbers multiply to 20 and have a difference of 8? If we look at the answer choices, that could help us too, right? 4 and 5 do not have that difference. 10 and 2 do. Okay, so, and we want it to be plus 2 minus 10, right? So on these, I'm doing it like this, but you really want to use the answer choices to help you. All right, and on the next one, we'll go over, you'll see how using the answer choices can make things easier, especially when the factoring is harder. Normally, the factoring gets hardest when you have x squared multiplied by a number that isn't 1. Okay. You also have the quadratic formula available if you want to use that, but that's kind of unwieldy for a simple question like this. But it is important to know that equation for other types of questions. So now let's go to this one. X squared minus 15x plus 36. So here, let's use our answer choices, right? We want something that multiplies to 36 and has a difference of 15. 18 and 2, or sums up to negative 15, sorry, because it's a plus 36, right? So that means we're going to get x minus and x minus. So just based off of that, I can eliminate C because there's a plus, and I can eliminate D. And now the sum has to be 15. 18 and 2 get you a sum of 20. But 12 and 3, right? 12 times 3 gets you 36, positive 36, and negative 12x minus 3x would get you the negative 15x. So see on this one, right, we can do it almost without any writing. On the test, you would hopefully be able to do it without any writing at all. And I'll just make you fast. These are sort of easier to easy medium level questions that you should be getting right, but the more important thing is to get them right efficiently. And then we'll go to one last one that should be a little more challenging. Okay, so this one, right, automatically the big thing you notice is that it's 3x squared instead of x squared minus 17x plus 20, right? If you're going to factor, the classic way is to multiply 3 by 20 and find that would get you 60, right? So it would get you 60. And then you will work it out. I'll show you that example in a second, but let's do it with answer choices, right? So let's go with A, right? That multiplies to 20, positive 20. B also multiplies to positive 20. C multiplies to negative 20 by to C, right? D multiplies to positive 20, so that one is possible. All right, so now let's work on A. Let's FOIL that out. And we'll get, when you FOIL this one, you'll get 3x squared minus 5x minus 12x plus 20, right? And that gets you 3x squared minus 17x plus 20, which is what we want. So the answer will be A. If you did the other one below, right, or before that out, I'll show you what happens. Before out B, right, we would get 3x squared minus 4x minus 15x plus 20. And that gets us a negative 19x, which is not what we want. All right, so let's say you had this question, it was 3x squared minus 17x plus 20, and they wanted to find one of the factors, right? Besides desmos, besides quadratic equation, what you can do is you can do this thing where you multiply the 3 by 20, and you get 60. And you think, what multiplies to 60 and has a sum of 17, right? So the two numbers that multiply to 60 and have a sum of 17, 12x minus 5x, right? Plus 20. And then over here we have 3x squared minus 12x. And then you do factoring these two parts. So you factor out 3x, x minus 4, minus factor out a 5 here, negative 5. So it's going to be x minus 4. And then you factor out the x minus 4, and you're going to get parentheses x minus 4 3x minus 5. Okay, so that's the classic way to factor this question. Again, like I said, you could find the solutions through a quadratic equation and then work backwards to make these have that solution and find A. You can use the answer choices, which is my favorite for this type of question, or as I'm going to do right now, you can do desmos, right? So in desmos, we take the 3x squared minus 17x plus 20, and we're going to plug it in and find the solutions that way. So in desmos, right, we go here, 3x squared minus 17x plus 20. And then if you look, right, one answer is at 4, 0, so that's the x minus 4. And then one answer is at 1.667, which is the 3x minus 5. Okay. And then you could work backwards in doing it that way. But this is, I think, less useful than using the answer choices and really understanding how factoring works and everything. All right. And once again, if you like this video or have any questions or comments, put that in the comments. And if you'd like to see more of these, please subscribe. I'm going to keep going through each question in the Blue Book with follow-up questions to really get this stuff down. All right. I hope you all had a great day today. I hope the wind felt nice on your face and you got some fresh air. I'll talk to you all soon.